The Ukraine crisis and its consequences are keeping companies and stock markets more than busy this summer. Sanctions and retaliating sanctions have become a tough test for many companies. I'll be talking about that with Oliver Rakau from Deutsche Bank Research. The DBIX illustrates the mood of the global economy exclusively for Deutsche Welle every month. How did the indicator develop?
The indicator rose slightly in August finally, and in July as well. However, he's still kind of lower than he has been earlier in this year, which signifies, yes, we have seen some weakness, especially in Europe, in Germany, in the last couple of months in sentiment. However, the United States is developing better after a weak first quarter. Insofar, it's kind of balanced and it's looking up slightly.
The US and Asia seem to be far enough away from Ukraine, but in Germany, optimism seems to have dampened.
Quite a lot, actually. We have seen the IFO come down quite significantly, especially on expectations. But even companies' assessment of the current situation has come down. The ZEW index has lately come down as well. Insofar, yes, we are quite likely looking at less strong growth as we've seen, for example, in the first quarter. Second quarter is likely going to be slightly negative even, but the second half is going to look better. Still, we had to lower our forecast.
In addition to Ukraine, there are events in Iraq and the Middle East. Do we have to worry about the global economy recovery?
Well, at least there are certain risks. However, so far the countries that are affected are relatively small, speaking in a global context, and so far the overall impact should be limited. However, businesses are of course always driven also by sentiment, and often enough when companies fear that there might be lower demand, they could, for example, slow investment in new machinery and equipment, in construction and so forth. And part of that we've seen in Europe already with lower orders for investment goods.
The US have also imposed sanctions on Russia, and Moscow has countered with import bans, for example, on US poultry. Do we see the beginning of another Cold War?
I would hope not, and I mean currently we are probably still far away from this, but certainly geopolitical tensions have risen quite significantly, not only there but also in other parts of the world, partly also in Southeast Asia, and so far the world is currently certainly not really calm. However, from a Cold War I think we are still quite far away.
Thank you, Oliver Rakau. Let's discuss that further. How dangerous is the trade war with Russia for the global economy? More on that in our discussion at dw.de/Made in Germany.